Back here in Alexandria, Saturday is the start of squirrel hunting season, which means it's Buckeyes' annual Squirrel Bowl with Bolton, and the fans already have their camo on. They're off school tomorrow as they get ready for the season. First drive, this deep shot from Adam Broadnex could have knocked some squirrels out of a tree as he connects with Hayden Boone for the tutty. Next drive, it's Jim Burlew carrying defenders down to the 2. Takes about 8 guys just to bring them down, and when he does that, you let him finish a drive off. And that's his 16th rushing touchdown of the season. It's 13-0. Third drive, same result as the first 2. Ashton Hawthorne on the sweep, and he's pumped up because that's his first career touchdown. Big congratulations to him. Buckeye would score plenty more of those tonight as they went over Bolton 67-0. And now the Panthers can celebrate this weekend with a good squirrel dinner.